A Halifax man who's taken on the airline industry in the past and won has found a new flaw. 2 years ago, Gabor Lukacs forced the big airlines to cough up more compensation when passengers are bumped from flights. Now he's confronting the government agency that monitors air travel for censoring passenger complaints. And as Ross Lord reports, it's not the only agency that's choosing secrecy over public interest.
In the Canadian airline industry, what the public has a right to know can be puzzling. For example, these heavily censored documents released by the airline regulator, the Canadian Transportation Agency. In one section, a woman fighting Air Canada for compensation says, "I've lost my faith in Air Canada. I'm afraid to fly with you anymore. You do not have my trust." Part of an entire paragraph of a public document blacked out by the Transportation Agency. Throughout the case file, the names of Air Canada lawyers are also concealed, leading the man who requested the documents to question the loyalties of the Transportation Agency, which has a mandate to be independent.
It seems that the agency didn't want the public to know how horrible experiences some passengers had.
Peculiar, but according to privacy lawyers, hiding information from public view is becoming increasingly normal for so-called public agencies and governments.
What we're seeing, I think, more often is a greater tendency to redact out and withhold entire documents.
In the airline case, it didn't fly. Lukacs fought the Transportation Agency in the federal court and won, a victory that's inspiring others. This Winnipeg researcher plans to use the case to get information on baby killings from the British Columbia archives, which is placing restrictions on what she can use.
The public has a right to examine and comment on files that are in the government's possession that relate to criminal prosecutions.
As the ripple effect from the censorship court ruling continues, the Transportation Agency says it's reviewing the impact on its proceedings. It denies hiding behind the Privacy Act at the expense of the public it's paid to inform. Ross Lord, Global News, Halifax.